GTA Festival Summit, Namaste New India will build an opportunity to understand how India's tech ecosystem is evolving and meet the entrepreneurs and investors behind the country's most successful tech companies. It will create an opportunity for the global delegation of tech leaders to learn about the extraordinary growth and success taking place across the Indian tech ecosystem. The GTA Summit in India will commence in Bangalore on the 8th of November, and we would like to extend you an invitation to come and attend and interact with the various delegates present at the event. Some of the key speakers who would be present at the event are Rush Shah CBE, founder, Tech London Advocates and Global Tech Advocates, Premier Radhakrishnan, co-founder Kuani Kaprkar, Af Malhotra and Nilesh Gopali, Tech India Advocates Dr. Aravind Chinchur, CEO Des Pen Startups Jaya Dinda, Program Director, Integrated Urban Development, Planning and Resilience at Word Resource Institute India Rajiv Srivatsa, Partner and Investor, Antler India Neil Shah, Director, Tech Sector Specialist, London Stock Exchange Group.
Major challenges: mitigating and adapting to climate change, protecting biodiversity, and ensuring human well-being. How are we going to do all of that in tandem is going to be a big question. So climate change, building resilience in cities, building sustainable infrastructure, and creating an inclusive economy is going to be extremely important, because if you leave the bottom of the pyramid behind, that's the weakest link, and then that chain breaks. So I think it's going to be about growing together. It's going to be about creating inclusive economies, building resilience in cities, kind of getting our infrastructure investments right, and then the economics of all of that will follow.
Today, world is talking about profits with purpose. Earlier, it was all about shareholder profit is the priority. But here is a company like Tata's who actually started profits with purpose way back in, I think, early,
probably 20s, 30s,
yeah, 20s and 30s. At that time, they had all those policies in place where they always looked at every profit that comes from these companies is actually should go to the people and to the society and for the sustainability and so on. That's something which is very unique, I would say. The second one, which is like more of a very agile, very entrepreneurial startup-like culture in the large companies. I'm a part of several jury committees of large corporates, and what I see, for example, if I look at Reliance as a company, Reliance DNA is being perennial startup or working like startup.
This, I wish I could just give a simple answer to that, but it's fueled by multiple factors. And Dr. Chinchur, please also chip in if you feel. The first major propellant of the entrepreneurial drive has been the government policies. As recent as 2013, we had about 700, 800 startups. Today we have 77,000 registered startups, which have been fueled by multiple policies, by multiple government ministries, agriculture, information technology, industry and commerce, who facilitated entrepreneurial growth in India. The second major factor has been the private sector engagement, who came in with market access, with investments, and with facilitation of onboarding of startups. And the third is glamorizing of the startup industry by shows like Shark Tank, where startup has become a commonplace household aspiration. Not too long ago, Indians used to dream to get into a government job. Slightly more adventurous would aspire to join Infosys, Wipro, or basically those service-oriented tech jobs. Today, an aspirational Indian looks forward to be an entrepreneur and not to be a job seeker.
What we've been discussing here today and through the course of the past 2 days has been about New India. How do we decode what New India is all about for our international audience? How do we really understand from a grassroots level what is happening with New India? And that also means what's going on in the various tech sectors and tech verticals. FinTech, health tech, agri-tech, climate tech have all been areas that we've been discussing in great detail. Yesterday we spent time at the India Institute of Science, and we went deep into nanotechnology and semiconductors. Early in the day, we heard from the CEO of Action for India to really understand what is going on in the rural economy, and we heard some great speakers talking about agri-tech and climate tech initiatives. For the rest of the week, we're going to spend time in Hubli, and we're going to meet entrepreneurs focused on agri-tech in the rural economy. And then later in the week, we'll be in Mumbai, spending time with Rajasthan Royals, hearing more about their sports accelerator, but also meeting investors in Mumbai tech. And then on Friday, we'll spend time with the Mumbai Municipal Corporation and leaders giving us great insight into what's happening in the Mumbai tech ecosystem. And then in parallel, while we're doing all of these activities and discussions, we are broadcasting this event here at the Bangalore International Center globally. We're pushing messages out on Twitter, LinkedIn, and other social media channels so that our global audience of tech advocates, which is approximately 30,000, learns and understands what is happening here in India to attract them to come here and to also help our Tech India advocates leaders think about where else they want to expand to.